What's up everyone? So I got something really cool to show you here. I've been working on printing this out for a couple days, and I've actually talked to the original designer and everything. So there is some changes I'm gonna have to make to it to make it how I want it, but for now this is just a prototype, so bear with me. So we've got the monster truck chassis here. I'll link all this in the description down below, and I'll also link the original designer's YouTube channel down there, so you can go check that out. This is a 1/24 scale monster truck build. I haven't printed the body yet because, like I said, I'm just kind of testing it at the moment. So I just got it all put together. It originally uses the Ecx Barrage axles, but I didn't like those axles and they're a little too narrow. So I went and stripped down my FMS FJ to put those axles on here. So at the moment, the suspension mounts, these would normally just snap on to the Barrage axles, but because these aren't those axles, I actually took a lighter to them and kind of molded them to fit these best I could, and then shoe glued them on just for some testing. That'll pull off later when I redo them. And then there's an issue with the steering. I definitely need to axle mount the steering servo. You see it moves, but look at the steering. So a panhard would be good, but I think it's just best to axle mount it. So yeah, right now it's just got the stock Barrage transmission and motor in there. So let's drive this thing around a little bit and see how it does. And then in the next video, hopefully I have a revised version, or I'm going to try and squeeze in this motor and transmission combo that was in my FJ. So this thing should make it rip. The issue is clearance in here, and the way this one inside is mounted, there's actually a cross brace and it screws into the spur cover where it would mount, and that's what's holding the transmission in. What I want to try to do is replace all this with an SEX24 skid. Then we can just use the link mounts and everything from an SEX24. I will have to either make custom links or model some links that have different sizes, because SEX24 uses a smaller ball pivot than the FMS stuff. But yeah, hopefully I can get this in there. That's the ultimate goal, metal gears and all that. But without further ado, like I said, let's drive this thing around in the front yard and just see how it does in this. So I don't have any proper jumps or anything set up out here, but I think bashing around in this old bit of wood here will do just fine for a first test. It's definitely lacking power. It has no acceleration hardly. As I was saying, it doesn't really have a lot of power because, well, the Ecx Barrage just didn't have a lot of power. But the tires are rubbing a little bit because of the excess steering angle from these axles being their CVDs. But otherwise, it's doing pretty good. For those of you interested, I'll go ahead and link my FJ Cruiser video with the RC all-wheel drive 370 motor in it, so you can get an idea of how much that motor just rips. And it'll probably give you an idea of how much better this will be with that in it. Right now, there's no wheelies, you ain't gonna be doing nothing like that, but it's a fun little bash. Motor is definitely starting to overheat, I guarantee it. Let's feel it. So right here, oh yeah, she's getting toasty already. Okay, to show you the lack of power here, I'm gonna try to crawl up this, and it's not gonna happen. Full throttle. There it goes. So you can see it definitely isn't super powerful at the moment. So yeah, there's not a whole lot I can show you with this at the current state of it, but I thought y'all might want to see it. It's a neat little build, and we'll see what we can do with it. So without further ado, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like it. It really helps out. Subscribe if you haven't yet. That helps out a ton, and it's free. As well as hit that bell icon so you're notified of whenever I post, and share whatever videos you like around. That helps out a ton too. TTFN.